Hello guys, my name is Benedict and welcome to my analysis and breakdown of my latest song, The Unspoken Deed. So, then let's get started. As you can see, I'm working with Ableton. It's simply my favorite DAW. I've tried several over the years, Studio One, Pro Tools, but I always come back to Ableton because it's simply my favorite to work with. The song starts with some slow electric guitars that are all working around with C minor. And for the guitar sound, I'm using Amplitude 5 for all of my guitar sounds, basically. And here we are using a jazz amp with some heavy chorus on it. So that gives this tone, this crystally sound that I like very much. The next very important thing throughout this entire song is a very slow, very deep drone sound that goes through into the entire song, which you basically can't hear at all if you're not paying attention very much, but I like this one very much. Then the next thing that enters is a very, just a very basic piano. Just to give a little bit of extra spice to lead guitars when they start playing. And the final component to the intro is the very, you could say, very voicey lead guitar. It makes some, I think, some very voice-like sounds. And everything together would sound like this. The next component to the song is a very basic choir. For my choir sound, I'm using Foundations in the Contact Player, and it just has a very, you could say, out-of-world sound. I like to call it that. So, now we're getting to the big ones. Rhythm guitars, bass and drums all enter at the same time in the song to give it this very gigantic feel. And they're just playing very simple chords. We're gonna start with the drums. The drums are very basic throughout the entire song. They're playing nothing too fancy. And for my drum sounds, I'm using actually a free plugin that I like to use very much. Monster Drums it's called. It's an older version of the plugin because I don't like the updated version of this plugin. I just think the sounds are not working as well with my songs anymore. So I'm using an older version of this plugin. And I'm using the Rack Suar metal kit, and it's very heavily modified, as you can see. If you just take the normal sound of the plugin, it won't sound as good as it does here, because I modified the drums very heavily, as you can see. Some EQing on the snare, kick, and simply every single part, and a little bit of compression on the entire parts to give it a bit of an even sound. Just to give it a bit more of control. The next thing that's very important is, of course, the bass. In this song, it's playing very simple root notes and very long notes as well. It's a very deep and warm sound with a little bit of grit to it, but you necessarily can't hear it because, as you can see, I cut out pretty much all of the high end. So it's a very, you could say, muffly tone. Now we're getting to the rhythm guitars, my personal favorites, because on the tone of my rhythm guitars I've worked for many months, also you could actually say for about a year until I got this sound. And for everyone who's wondering what the hell is this effect chain, I'm not saying it's a good one. I'm just saying this is the way I got this sound, and I simply couldn't find any other way to get this sound, so yeah, that's the way it just is. As you can see, we have 4 rhythm tracks, all of them panned very wide. The outer ones at max at 50, and the inner ones at about 40 degrees. And all of that together sounds like this. The next thing that enters is the lead guitar again, and it's just playing a very simple melody over the rhythm guitars. Now we're getting to probably the most interesting part of the entire song, the epic, the very big harmonies at the end of the song. It's composed of 4 different lead guitars which are playing all different parts. This is the first one. This is the second one. The third one is actually not playing a melody, but also playing some chords that are fitting the harmonies very well. And the fourth one is just playing a pitched up version of the original main melody. And everything together sounds like this. Thank you all for watching this video, and if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing, and I see you next time.